Hey guys, thanks for checking out my broadcast today. If this is your first time checking out one of my broadcasts, my name is Jonathan, and a little bit about what I do here, I guess, is I don't know. I've been overweight my whole life, and last year I decided it was time that I needed to do something about my weight, and I allowed myself to get up to 519 pounds or 520 pounds. And it was just I got to a point where I couldn't do the things I should be able to do as easy as I should be able to do them. And so I knew I needed to really commit to getting something done this time. And I've had a lot of experience trying to lose weight over the years. So I decided to try and, just take the best of what I've learned over the years and kind of combine it together. And I started this live stream as part of that project. The two big things that I really decided I needed to do was I needed to commit to losing a large portion of weight and getting down to what would be considered a more healthy weight. Generally, when I've tried to lose weight in the past, I've been like, oh, well, I'll try to lose 50 pounds or 100 pounds and get down to around 300 or 275. And while those are more realistic goals and I've achieved those goals, when I hit them, I feel like I'm done. Something happens where I just kind of slowly go back to the way that I was eating before. So I decided that I needed to lose a large amount of weight. And that's why I decided that I needed to lose 300 pounds to get under 220 pounds. Uh, and that was my first goal. The second kind of aspect to it is the time. Uh, like I said, I've done diets before and I've stuck to the diets and I've lost the weight that I was set to lose, but uh I never commit. Like I don't there's no follow through with it. So I felt that if I would commit the time to doing it this year or this time, um that I could do something. And so I decided that I needed to do something for 3 years. And so those were the two big parts of, my challenge here. Going in, all I knew was that I was going to fast and I was going to try to fast for 30 days. I was able to fast for 42 days. It was 1,000 hours. After that, I switched to a whole food plant based diet without any added salt, oil, or sugar. It wasn't the plan when I went into the fast, but as I got into my fast, I started to see different things about doing this type of diet. And I thought, you know what? I've tried every other diet and it couldn't hurt to try this one. And so that's, part of the reason why I started this diet. And as I've been on this diet, I've been happier and happier that I am doing it. And every day I feel better than the previous day. So if anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear any non-scale victories. If you have any questions about your diet, I'd love to hear that as well. For me, it's kind of Tuesdays, Thursdays. There's not a lot for me to talk about or do because, you know, Monday we just had the weekend. Wednesday I'm weighing in, and then Friday we're going into the weekend. So Carrie saying hi, hi Carrie. Um, I hope you guys are having a great day today and entertaining our company. Um, the let's see. What was I just talking about? I got totally distracted. Oh, just about not having you know, a lot going on with the weight loss. I'm kind of feel like I'm in this limbo where I've been stuck at the 340 to 345 since uh April there. I kind of have bounced back and forth, and so I'm just kind of continuing to just, you know, chug along with, kind of the day-to-day process of the diet. And it's been going good. There's nothing that is, negative about it. I feel like, the um yeah, like I said, it's just weird because I'm in a position where I'm 175 pounds lighter than I was 6 months ago. So everything kind of feels better than uh than it did 6 months ago. I'm able to do things around the house more, and to just, you know, doing things for myself even more than I was before. Um, I didn't have much for non-scale victory, but what I would say is, I showed that picture of me. Actually, it was, well, no, this is a different shirt because this one has a logo on it. But me standing in front of the mirror with those pants and pulling them off, and it was or pull them to the side there. I think it's one of these photos here. Maybe it's this. No, it's probably this one. Yeah, this photo here. Um, like that was a, big mental kind of impact there for me. But I was standing in the bathroom somewhere. It's, I guess maybe that's something I could talk about, is how weird it is. So I prior to this, I never spent a lot of time looking at myself in the mirror. So it's kind of weird when I do take the time to look at myself in the mirror. And I do that a little bit more, especially because of this stream here and getting ready for it and trying to make sure my hair isn't like, all fluffed up or all over the place. And so I, spending a little bit more time looking at myself in the mirror and noticing things, and it's like, it's just so crazy how much is off of my shoulders and off of my chest when I see myself in the mirror. I'm really starting to see some of the changes um that are happening. And it's one of those things too where, how you stand there and you flex in the mirror or whatever to see if you can see any definition. And it's nice to see it, that. And yeah, Carrot, liking what you see in the mirror is pretty fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. And um yeah, and it's not that I didn't like what I saw in the mirror before. It was that I never even looked in the mirror before. There was how, and I can't say I look in the mirror a lot now either, but so many times, I'm sure not only did I look a mess because I was 520 pounds, but my hair was probably all over the place many days, just because I didn't care about how I looked. And so I would leave the house, or, you get into the car and you go to put the car in reverse and you see that half your hair is sticking up, and you're like, why didn't anybody say anything? And like, well, why didn't I even look? It's because I don't ever look in the mirror. I never looked in the mirror. So, um, that would be kind of my non-scale victory, I suppose, is that just seeing lots of changes, especially in my upper body. Like that's, I guess, when you're looking at a mirror, that's kind of that profile. But um and just kind of being happy that that's happening is pretty cool. um and so, I don't know if that came up. Let me see here. um so yeah, I was gonna talk. Yesterday we tried a new meal for dinner, and it made me think. It was an interesting uh meal. It was called dal, DAL, and it's a I don't know, maybe Indian, or I'm sure it'll over, somewhere from that region. And we had it on rice. I believe you could have it in or on quinoa. And it was a recipe that we had never had before, and um it was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't like, like a meal that I would say, yeah, let's keep making this meal or not. But it got me thinking about all of the meals that we eat now, and how I've been talking about how the last few weeks the foods have really been starting to taste. I've been really noticing the flavors and the tastes of the food, and it's been more enjoyable eating the foods that we eat. And when I was eating the meal last night and we were talking about it, it was kind of, agreed that it wasn't the greatest meal, but we got talking about ways that we could improve that to make it something that we would eat more often. And I feel like that's happened with all of the meals that we've really kind of decided, or that we've used as our things, is that we've, the first time and the first couple times I had them, I wasn't a huge fan of the taste or the flavor. And it, like, it's a combination of the two things. It's a combination that my mouth or my taste buds know what to expect if they have that meal again, but also that as we're investing time in our diet like this, we're getting better at cooking for our diet. And that is one of, I think, the biggest fears about this diet. And I would have it too if I didn't have Carrie to help me out. And I know, a lot of people, it's the person that does the cooking in the house that is wanting to switch to this type of eating. But, um, but what I guess I'm getting at is that it's just, the more you invest in that way of eating that you choose to eat, you're going to get better at cooking those meals. Like that, if somebody says, oh, this is the go-to, you have to have that. And, you try it and you're like, oh, I didn't really like it. But, the next time you try it, it may be a little bit better. Or if, you might decide, hey, I need to add a little bit more of this ingredient, or they didn't say to use that, but maybe if I used Rotel tomato instead of regular tomato, or, you can substitute some ingredients for others, or to put something else in there. Carrie says, off topic, I just ate a date with some nut butter and a few cashews, and holy moly, it was so good. Yeah, it sounds like a peanut butter Snickers bar or something like that, right? Without the chocolate, you have to figure out. But yeah, that sounds good. You'll have to I'll have to try that later, maybe. But yeah, so having that doll last night, it was nice to try something new. It had, I believe, like red lentils in it, and then a bunch of flavors or seasonings. And overall, it was good, but it could get better. And it was nice to be sitting there having a conversation about how we could be making it better, that, versus just going something else or doing something different. So that was kind of nice with that, last night on that. So yeah, and then, I haven't had much else going on here for me, other than the diet has been going good. I haven't been, having too bad of cravings. I guess I have weigh in Wednesday tomorrow, so I'm gonna weigh in tomorrow. And I do have the scale here by me, and I have hopped on and off of it here, just to kind of see where I'm at. And I need to start putting the scale away and just not worry about my weight for a minute, maybe. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but we'll see what I weigh tomorrow. I'm not worried about the weight because I'm extremely satisfied in the food that I've eaten, and the fact that I'm almost 180 pounds down since I started this. So at some point, if I'm going to go for periods of time without having a big loss or staying the same, then that's going to happen. That's part of the 3 years of this. It's not part of the until it doesn't work anymore. It's, and so we'll see what it ends up being tomorrow. It does. My weight has, it's weird that I had put on weight because I didn't feel like I ate a lot, but I don't know. I had a lot of miso soup, and there's sodium in that, and that's kind of what may be cause some of that weight gain. But I did eat a lot of it too. Like um, it was what I had for dinner, and then lunch and dinner the next day. So it was like 2 days of meals for me. Was that, and so I would think that if anything, that or the Ezekiel bread with nut butter on it would be the other thing that would cause me to have had kind of the weight gain or not weight loss. Like I last week on Wednesday, I was like, I really feel like I'm gonna be on a downswing here, and then it wasn't. So but at the same time, worrying about the scale isn't helping me at all. Because uh yeah, well, maybe it is helping. Maybe it's keeping me on track too, or it's keeping me thinking about it. I guess that could be part of it as well. And yeah, and if you guys haven't noticed, I'm sweating again because I still don't have an AC. I don't have any future predictions on when that's going to be. It's actually really nice out here today, and it wasn't bad in my office, but in order for me to do these broadcasts, I have to close things up, and then that is when this little cinder block office that I am in turns into a sweat box. So I'm getting to that point where it's getting to be a little bit much to be in here, and I didn't think about it either, and I'm wearing pants today. You could be surprised tomorrow. Who knows? Don't sweat it. Yeah, and I am sweating. So maybe that's what I should do is I should just lock up the office and just sit in here until the stream tomorrow, and I'd probably sweat off about 4 pounds or 10 pounds. So maybe that's what I'm not coming home. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stay here and sweat off all that miso that I ate over the weekend. But yeah, so it's not the best in the office here today again. And so that's going to be why I'm going to cut it short again. Tomorrow, hopefully the weather is a little bit nicer. And if I can figure out a way to get more cool air through here without screwing up my lighting, I may. But yeah, Sweat Lodge for the win. You bet. I should just say I'm broadcasting from the Sweat Lodge. Hey, this is Jonathan Fa broadcasting from the Sweat Lodge. And that could be a thing, right? I could just spend, instead of doing the Wim Hof where he spends all of his time in cold weather and jumping in cold pools of water, I could just sit in 98-degree rooms and just sweat for hours and hours on end and see how that does. See if I find any benefits from doing that. I'm sure somebody could find benefit from it, or there would be somebody that totes the benefit of doing super hot rooms. I'm sure of it. Anyways, that is going to be it for me today. I want to thank you for checking out my broadcast. If you guys haven't started a diet already, get started right now. It'll change your life. It's worth it. Especially if you're really big like I was and you just keep putting it off. Just start doing something. It doesn't have to be a huge calorie restricted diet. I'm not doing a big calorie restricted diet. I'm eating lots of food. But you got to start doing something. Start, give yourself an eating window and just eat within inside that window. You got to start, for me, the biggest thing that I've learned from this is that I need to abstain from foods. I need to abstain from the things that are really gonna, that hurt me, and I abstained for food for 42 days completely. And now I'm abstaining from anything that's processed or highly processed, and it's working for me. It's, it's not a cheat day thing. There's no cheat days. It's the food I eat, and I eat as much of the food I want to eat, or I can eat. I eat as much of it as I want. And so maybe I'll talk about more about abstaining and stuff tomorrow, because that is something I could probably talk about for a while. But I am going to get out of here today. If you do, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button there, and then there's a bell icon. You can click on that, turn on notifications. I also have my Instagram account. It is right there. It's at Fasting. That is FAHSTING. I post some photos of food and just other stuff on there every now and then. And then we also have a Discord, and that is down in the description below. You can click on that link and join the Discord. It's just a place where for Carrie posts recipes for foods that we're eating, and we can, maybe help with any support with fasting or with whole food plant-based, or really any type of diet, because I've done all kinds of diets. I mean, I've had experience with many diets. I've had some instances where those diets allowed me to lose a lot of weight, but I just hit my mic. But I never found a way to sustain the weight loss or keep it off. So if you want to join that Discord, you can come in, ask us questions. You can post your success or what's going on with you. And like I said, I got weigh-in Wednesday. You could go in and check in there with your weight. Would be a great spot for weight loss check-ins on the Discord as well. Like I said, the link for that is in the description below. It'll be active for 1 week from this video. If it's more than a week, if after this video and you're watching it, you can find a link probably in a new video, or send me a message and I can get it to you. But that's going to be it for me today, because it's getting too hot. I should put a thermometer on the wall behind me so you guys can see what the temperature is in here. Actually, you know what? I have this thing here. Maybe it'll tell me. Probably I'll hit it and it won't be that bad. Yeah, it's 78 degrees in here. So that's hot enough for me to say it's time to go, because it's only getting hotter. So anyways, you guys all have a great day, and we will be on tomorrow for weigh-in Wednesday. All right.